Yankee Doodle came into town. Yankee Doodle dandy. He wanted to buy them all around. Yankee Doodle dandy, stuck a feather in his hat and set him up all around. Yankee Doodle dandy, had a pistol in his hand, singing, "Pistol packing mama, lay your pistol down." She said, "Yankee Doodle dandy, lay yours down, Yankee Doodle, and step on down and buy us all around." Oh, we three kings of Orient are tried to smoke a rubber cigar. It was loaded, it exploded. We were all covered with tar. An Oxford Eatery. The restaurant dove to near fear, they duck and dive. They sat polite for their chance to gorge delight. Like bullfighters, the only thing to do with too many eaters is get out the shark plate. Makes your eyes red just thinking about it, doesn't it? Rinsed towel. The cook makes an announcement, "I've got to go shave." Mending table napkins. The eatery fills by hordes. The full capacity is growing tired of the Melba toast as they are getting ugly, as they anger, since the cook is trying to beat them at their own game. The rings around Saturn, the moons of Jupiter, move to the Earth, making one planet. Earthlings unite for the text glory, make a value page. Censor of the stars, our success of communication, the universe telling us of the future. Perry Fagdalin, a godmother at the fagotution. Was teaching a tooth fairy to rob teeth of babies under the pillow. She first pulled back the blanket from the area of the baby's tooth. She first pulled back the blanket from the area of the baby's shoulders, only to find a broken tooth, jagged. Picking it up and leaving a piece of candy in its place for another tooth. Using her car with the rubber baby buggy bumpers. She sped away with the baby tooth. Made of ivory, she took the tooth the club met, then extracting it from her bag, they examined it, and it's worth the taking away. The bald eagle. A large diurnal bird of prey allied to the hawk. Typical eagles are members of the genus Aquila and are notable for their mastery of flight, keenness of vision, and great strength, which enables them to take living quarry of considerable size. Possession of these attributes has caused them from earliest of times to be considered the king of birds and a symbol of courage and power. Eagles occur everywhere throughout the world, usually in wild mountainous regions in the United States. The gold eagle, Aquila chrysaetos, is still common in some western states, while the bald eagle, Haliacetus luosocephalus, is still found in more or less abundance throughout the country. The bald eagle, Haliacetus luosocephalus, is so called because of its white meat feathers. It is the national bird of the United States. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the gates of heaven. Beef or beef yellow day. As a the train wouldn't stop, Lionel closes for his pop flash. Hold on, Oswald just wouldn't quit. He ends up making love to himself. A stomach full of jelly beans and the eye-bending laughs. Biggest job done hermetically underground for the price. The crime syndicate marries the Chauncey, and the brown-noser Martin Luther King stuck out his thumb and became the Dago Wop. That breaks the arch that will lift up a car like Ralph Nader. A stoned woman powered by Peter Lawford, the man with the bungalow plan, seeing fit, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy Sr. climbs to the Capitol Hill to take the blame. Bearing down, gritting her teeth, Marilyn falls asleep. High in the sky, like a fly, the third remaining, and Bobby dies of a bleeding heart and let it pour as the provost stopped. Grinning, they pull the ripcord as if the chute would open as John Fitzgerald Kennedy flew the plane to the dead end. P.S. Marilyn smiles from the grave, and John can't believe it. Oswald sold Ruby a ghost house.
We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world.
Legitimate. Lawful married told mother and father. You, child, sanctioned. Lawful claim approved. Conformed to be a lawful child abiding by law. Ruling rights to father to be next king. Reasonably, logically correct. Legitimate interference, justifiable, conforming to or in accordance with established rules, standards, and principles, to give status to the person's wedlock, family born of them, to make right or seem justified, legitimist, based on the supporter of the family, legitimize, to make lawful or sanctioned, declare to give formal or official use to the family. This article suggests that bereavement for survivors of suicides, relatives and friends who have lost someone, shouldn't feel comfortable. Suicide may be especially difficult for survivors. Survivors often find themselves thinking of death, avoid them, or avoid talking about the deceased. They feel isolated, deserted, or blamed. This article suggests there are helpful and unhelpful ways of expressing sympathy for those grieving over a suicide. Helpful comments include, "I'm here if you need someone to talk to, and if there's anything I can do, let me know." People often behave inappropriately to the bereaved following a suicide, not because they do not know what to say, and they do not know when to say it, and because of the tension that occurs between them in face-to-face interactions. The text gives us various philosophies concerning death. For instance, the ancient Greeks believed death a horrible thing. The dead were thought to be bloodless. The purity of the soul left the body. Heraclitus bemoaned that life dissipates, that life-death is not absolute. We must follow death, being a change from life is an illusion. Socrates believed the fear of death is unfounded, since the traveling of our souls are bloodless sleep. Our souls are immortal. They escape our bodies after death. See my finger, see my thumb, see my fist, you'd better run. Fee-fi, fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Simon Legree says, take 2 steps back and 2 steps to the right as he slams the door. Simple Simon Donjon Page, Duke of Wellington, Potshot, Crackfire, Spitfire, Crackshot, experts in love with Marilyn Monroe. And the hurdy-gurdy man held up our dirt earth, and that man couldn't hit the broadside of a red barn. It's about time. It's about space. It's about time I slap your face. Confucius said, a boy and a girl who lives in a glass house should not throw stones at people outside. Passerbyers are not targets to hit. Marilyn Monroe and her husband, the promiscuous Arthur Miller, asked, what should we do with our child? And Marilyn said, I know what we can do with our child. We can sign on the Joe DiMaggio third base team. Marilyn said, and it will be for their own good too. And maybe he can play on the ball team. And maybe the pro ball team will pay him to play pro league, said Arthur Miller. I'll take him to the pro ball team and ask them, Mac Joe, do you want our son? The Peabody Hall, the Peabody Whiz Kid, 2468. Who do we appreciate? Marilyn was inside the house, and all I can remember is when I got home is Marilyn saying, hello, Scarface, and me saying to Marilyn, glad to see you when I got home. Marilyn said something so romantic to me one time. You and I can go to Lake Kissimmee and smooch. When Marilyn and I were living at home, and Marilyn and I were living together, all I can remember is Marilyn saying to me, all I want to do is make love to you when you get big. I've been John and Marilyn's for so long, and that's really nice, because after I was born, they took me out for a ride in the Formula One car at the race at the World's Fair. I'm the one in John's lap, and Marilyn was in the back, saying, look out, you're going to wreck. Boy, John was really proud. He just kept saying, you're going to miss that one. We couldn't resist playing chicken on Sunday. A tisket, a tasket, a basket full of biscuits started from scratch. The monk in the bottle. Bring me the church key. As the priest walks into the church, a statue of Marilyn looks over them. As the monk carries in another bottle beneath his cloak, looks like he's done it again, says the priest. Set yourself down, monk. We can't do anything right anymore, so I told you to go get me the 3 bottles the wise men sell at the liquor store. It isn't funny anymore, monk. This bottle is tighter than a vault. Mosler's safe couldn't even get mine open. What are we going to do till Christmas? Play old maid? The Maxamillionaire. a tisket, a tasket, a basket full of biscuits, starting from scratch, the loosening of the jawbone of an ass. Afraid of being an extinct artist. We are trying to future exist our tenure. We have too much kept our businesses as the world's one big star. Thank you. We will not be interested in any one of you. Those of us that are from our businesses, why can't we be left alone to study our scripts? Who else would we be but your businesses to the future, found everywhere in our land? According to what they say, you are our future, big mockingbird. I've heard you, so I won't begin. If those flocks of migrating lawyers won't go away, I'm just afraid of them. We've smooth clothes, custom suits, ballroom gowns, those of the other kind of clothes were oversized, whole clothes, 2 sizes too big. We have seen your dungarees, junky clothes, as we traveled to be here and share down the food strained by the foul stuff. Terrain of mountain ice formations, ashcan obsidian, crystal geode lava, and Thibian rock, hard, used for nothing of the days of old, have been put in their ashtrays to decorate up old flower pots, old pots and pans, a stupid waste of space, throw all of it away, and start being civilized.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Thanks, Mr. President, for all the things you've done, the battles that you've won, the way you deal with U.S. Steel and our problems by the ton. We thank you so much. Everybody, happy birthday!
the President of the United States.
Thank you. I can now retire from politics after having had Happy Birthday sung to me in such a sweet, wholesome manner.